Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a get ready with me video, super casual. We're just gonna have a chat about things. I know my last video was pretty chit chatty, so sorry that we're doing that again. But I don't know, I'm just feeling like I want to do something sort of low key, and I want to tell a couple of stories that people have asked me to talk about. The first one being a negative experience I had with buying the Louis Vuitton Felicie online from the website. This camera, you guys, to keep it in focus as much as possible. I'll go over the products that I'm using too as I'm telling the story. So first up, I have Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. And then sometimes I like to use the Dior Backstage Universal shade of primer, but I don't think I'm gonna do that today. So the story of me, oh, this is the Dior Backstage foundation. I'm gonna be taking this on a Real Techniques sponge. So, a little backstory. I was in the market for a small black bag, and I wanted it to be something that I could dress up or dress down. And I really have always been interested in the Felicie chain. I think it's really pretty. So I decided, you know what? I don't live near a boutique. The pre-loved market is just saturated with ones that are the same price or sometimes even more, which I never understood, than getting one new. And I wanted it in the black Empreinte leather because I wanted it to be like an all black bag, a little more low key. Obviously you still have the logo, but only if you're like up close can you really tell. So that's what I was looking for. And like I said, the Felicie chain has always kind of been of interest to me, so that like really made me want to give it a shot. So, by the way, I'm using this mirror because I don't have a mirror in my living room. So yeah, I decided I wanted to give it a try. I ordered it. It came a couple days later. Great. Oh, I've noticed that when you order Empreinte items that sometimes it takes them a few days to ship. Whereas when you're ordering canvas, it's normally like it ships almost instantly, but it still didn't take all that long to get to me. So no complaints there. But when it showed up, and I have some photos just to like show you what I'm talking about with this, but when it showed up, it was very obvious it was somebody's return. And Louis Vuitton is known for doing this a lot. When you purchase online, like they'll send whoever's purchasing online somebody else's return. And I get that they can't resell bags that have been used. Well, clearly they can, because that's exactly what happened to me. So basically I could tell right away there were flaws with it. The most obvious one being that the bag had clearly been overstuffed by somebody else, because the two bottom corners on the front had like these two like balls pushed out. It basically looked like somebody was using the inserts that come with it and they stuffed a bunch of things behind it, and the corners of the inserts like dug into the sides and made it protrude. So that was really disappointing. I mean, it was such an obvious flaw. I don't know how anybody who's doing like looking for quality control could have let it slide. Like, it was very obvious. I'll show you. I'm gonna put photos on the screen then. So instantly I'm upset about that. There was also some smaller issues too, where like the glazing had started to come off on the one side. Again, I don't know how that, oh, I'm taking the color, no, not ColourPop, the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, just doing like a little bit for the eyes. I don't know how it could have passed quality control with it. It like wasn't a huge deal, but it was enough that it was obvious to me. And then another like huge red flag with this bag is the card holder insert that comes with it. So I have another Felicie insert from that I bought like separately from a Felicie. It's the fuchsia one, and it literally is in like brand new conditions. It doesn't even look used, even though I have used it. Like, it brand new condition. This one was like wavy. Again, I have photos so I can show you what I'm talking about, and you could tell that it had clearly been overstuffed. So whoever ordered this bag previously and returned it within that 30-day policy had used and abused the bag. very, very poorly. So as if this wasn't frustrating enough, I reach out to Louis Vuitton and say, you know, I'm having this issue. I just emailed them. I didn't like call them at this time. And they got back to me fairly quickly, apologized, asked me to send some photos like of what my complaint was, which I get, and that was totally fine. I'm taking the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand in, I think this is light medium, and I had actually already had photos because I had sent them to a friend of mine here on YouTube who I wanted like her opinion because I knew that she had a Felicie in the Empreinte leather, but hers was a different color. And she was so sweet. She actually sent me photos of hers so that I could compare. You could just tell like the corners, what I was talking about with it bulging out, super obvious. So I had no problem sending the photos to them. I knew that once they saw them, they would be able to tell too, like this was clearly not something that should have been, you know, shipped out. And I had contacted them literally just a few hours after I had received it. So like it was definitely not my doing. I was not the person who had abused it and was trying to return it. They saw it and were like, yes, this is a problem. We're gonna take care of it. You're just please return it to us. We've like put in an exchange. And at that point I was a little bit nervous because I worried that it would not sell out, but like go out of stock, and that I wouldn't be able to get another one, because I have heard that happening to people. So I was a little bit weary, but I mean, what else was I going to do? So I sent it back to them. They received the return within like a 2-day period. All was fine. And then they reached out to me and said, we're shipping you your new bag. Now this was at like the end of November, I want to say, time-wise. So when they had originally sent me the bag, it was not in Christmas packaging because it wasn't Christmas time yet. But by the time I got the new one, we were into December, and so the Lego Christmas packaging had come out. And so when I got the new bag, I had noticed right away that they had used the Christmas packaging. So that was even more exciting. That was like an added bonus in my opinion, because I've never had Christmas packaging over the years. I don't usually get like directly from them, so it was like a special treat to be able to have this. Oh, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Beauty Light Wand. It's meant to be a highlighter, but I'm very fair, so on me it's like a blush highlighter, combination of the two, which I really like. I open it up, I'm so excited. I see the Christmas packaging, and when I open up the bag, it was the same exact one. The exact same one for my return. And I know what you're thinking. How could you possibly know that? Because there's no date codes anymore, right? Like everything is by the chip now. It was too exact. And so I took additional pictures and reached out to them again, and I was very upset. And I told them that, like, why am I receiving the bag back that I returned? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And basically they just weren't responding to me then, which was also super frustrating. And I was just like, you know what, whatever, I'm just going to return it, and I'm just done with this whole process, because it was honestly pretty insulting for them to think like I just wasn't gonna care. And the fact that they just took it out and rewrapped it in the Christmas packaging as if that was just gonna make up for the fact it was terribly, terribly used was insulting. So it went back, and that cured me of ever ordering online again. If I'm getting a bag, it's gonna be in person or from Fashion File, who for the most part is pretty honest and thorough in their descriptions. Not always, but at least with that I know I'm getting something pre-loved, so I can at least like make that distinction a little bit. when it comes directly from the store, it's just very, very frustrating. So usually I just use this like Morphe, what is this, M406 brush to do Laura Mercier setting. But because of Alex Earl, I do want to try one of these puff things. I got this just like a pack off of Amazon. I've never used anything like this before, but I want to see how it looks in the under eye, so I'm going to do that. And basically that is the full story of the poor experience that I had. I'm curious, let me know down below if you've also had issues like this before, because I feel like I've seen so many videos on the internet of people having very similar experiences. And I was talking to one of my friends on Instagram about it, and she said that something happened to her friend that was like super similar, in that they made a return or an exchange for a product that was clearly not in the condition it should have been, and they were sent the same product back. I feel like if you're going to use something like this, make sure that the powder that you're using is a very fine powder, just because it could look cakey like very quickly. That was amazing. I'm going to do that every day now. So that is one of the reasons that I ended up getting the Pollen number, what number is that? 9. The number 9. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow powder. I'm going to use the bronzer, and this is a very old Tarte blush brush that I like to use for my bronzer. Also, it's so interesting how different this looks in person than how it does on camera. It looks like totally a lot more crazy on camera. In person, it is a lot more subtle. I also like to take this and use as eyeshadow just all over the eye. Plus, I feel like it just kind of ties the face together. I also put on my Instagram that I was going to be doing this, and I asked what you guys want me to talk about, and I did get a handful of responses, so I'm gonna respond to those now. Someone said, still waiting for the Felicie story, experience story. There you go, I just told it. I'm trying to think if there's any more details I'm forgetting. Honestly, I felt like I really just wanted to block that out because it was such a poor experience. And I mean, even if it was a $100 bag, in what world does that mean I should accept one that is used and abused by somebody else, like in poor condition? It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm letting it go, because what else can I do? This is the Naked 2 Basics. I just like to take the shade and do under my eye. Just like under the waterline to add a little bit of dimension to my eyes. And then I go on top and I do this dark color called Undone. That one as eyeliner. And yes, I do pull at my eye. I know I'm not supposed to, but okay. And then I'm just gonna go up and make like a little wing with it, kind of. It's not really a wing. I'm kind of just like smudging it out on the ends. Oh, I didn't even tell you what I did for my brows. I used the ColourPop pencil in dark brown, and then the ColourPop like setting, whatever, clear setting gel. This little NARS, it's Laguna and Orgasm. I'm gonna take the blush in here. Just do a little more blush. What are you not buying this year? Louis Vuitton. Nothing is interesting me at the current moment. This is a very old Wet n Wild highlighter powder. I don't even know if they sell it anymore. I'm just going tip of the nose, inner corners, and cheek. What else am I not buying this year? As much as possible. I don't know. There's nothing really huge on my wish list. I even talked about a wish list in, I think it was my last video, but even that's like so loose. There's nothing on there that I feel a dire need to have. I'm kind of just like taking it as it comes if there's anything that totally catches my eye, but so far not much. I'm in the market for a new mascara. This is a side note because I love this mascara and it's fairly cheap. It's like $7, but I don't know. I feel like my lashes are long, but they're not thick, and I want one that makes them look very full. Also looking forward to talking about more than just luxury. Obviously, that is going to be a huge thing I'm still interested in. But I just feel like there's so much more to it that I can be more creative about. Oh, okay, so that was the Maybelline Last Sensational mascara. Now I'm going in with this Dior lipstick in 449, and this is a satin lipstick, and then this is the plumping gloss, I think, in 013 Dior Addict. And these are more of a nude color. I was never into the nude lip trend, and then suddenly, late to the game when it's not even a trend anymore. By the way, this lip gloss tastes terrible. Do not get this in your mouth. Obviously my hair is not done. Actually, let me go wash my hands quick. We definitely need to do this hair. I just got it done, and this is like my first wash after having it done, so like I'm kind of seeing it for the first time unstyled, which I never like layers unstyled because they just look kind of choppy, but I'm going to style them. Somebody asked me to do a tutorial on like how I curl my hair. Maybe I'll do that later, like another video, because I'm not gonna curl it right now. It's still kind of wet and I don't want to put any heat on it, but I just get like a foil highlight. Yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Sorry it's another chit chatty one, but I promise the next one we're going to be talking about a new bag that I got like a month ago, maybe a little less. So if you're interested, please stick around for that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this Louis Vuitton experience that I had, and if you've had a similar experience, I would love to hear about it down below. But until next time.